I was actually approached by one of my students who had recently adopted rabbits. And she said, "Can I please bring them to school?" I said, "Sure." She didn't even know that the rabbit was pregnant. My students worked on getting a big enclosure set up for them. And when I came back in the next morning, the babies were so hungry that they had escaped the nesting box. I immediately pulled the babies and I said, they've got no other chance of survival otherwise, because mom either isn't making enough milk or she's just rejecting them for some reason. I obviously reached out to our vet for kind of some best practices.
I am currently sitting on my bathroom floor, just watching over these babies and being paranoid and feeding them with a tiny syringe.
We originally looked for potential local rehabbers, but none of them had space. So that was what kind of led us to realize, well, their only chance of survival is us. They're not going to make it any other way.
I would bring them home and then back to school every day.
Update on the baby bunnies. They have made it to day 6. They are definitely still not where we want them to be size-wise.
We saw them gradually putting on weight. And then eventually they started growing just awkward tufts of hair, and they look like little monsters. They opened their eyes and their ears, and then they started walking, which was wild. I was just like jumping for joy. I was so excited. They just grew into cute little fluff balls. It's like watching all of their little milestones and just knowing the slim chance of survival that they had. They somehow pushed through it. So yeah, pretty early on, I think we had decided that if they made it, they were going to stay with us. They're in our classroom. They're permanent members. Their names are Peach and Daisy.
So same house, just in a different place.
So the kids maintain and take care of their enclosure and give them their food and give them enrichment. To really involve them in that process, I think it's just opened up a world of possibilities for the kids. I can't tell these kids to care for these animals. I can't tell them to love them the way that I do, because I get very easily attached. But I can involve them in all steps of their life. Involving them in all steps of that process, I think, is what aids in compassion.